Any concern about boredom sitting in at this point?
Not boredom, but just just trying to keep guys engaged and just trying to think of new things to do, to keep them, mentally into it. But 10 days is a lot of days, to have off, in the course of the playoffs, especially when you've been playing so well. But it's part of it, and when you're playing well and you sweep, it comes with it. So we'll take the rest, and just got to be locked into whoever we got to play.
It's no secret for the last two series you've been using JR on their best score. If you get the Wizards, their best scorer is a point guard. Would you still consider doing that?
Just happy to be here, Joe.
Got to keep those secrets tight to the vest. What impresses you most about the Warriors, or not the Warriors, the Wizards? What jumps off the camera there?
They're a tough team, and they never give in. As you saw last night, they had a chance to go the other way, and they just kept fighting and kept competing. And with John Wall, the way he's playing, and Bradley Beal, those two guys they're a lot like Kyle Lowry and DeRozan in a sense. They make that team go, and they're playing very well. And when they're playing well together, they're tough to beat.
Did you have last Sunday? You knew it was going to be at least 7 days? Did you make a 7-day plan and a 9-day plan to kind of have a contingency in case?
Well, every day I just gotta do it day by day. Especially with this team, you gotta keep them engaged and just show them new things, and try to trick them at times. But they've been pretty locked in, and we just gotta continue to do what we do. It is what it is, and we just gotta continue to work on what we need to get better at, and then whoever we play, we just gotta be ready.
What have you done to trick them?
Not really trick, but just to keep them engaged. Just different things. And today was a good day for us. We did some different things today, and it really sparked their attention and gave them a little something different than we normally do.
Different, like basketball-wise, or
yeah, basketball-wise.
I mean, you guys are healthy. You could scrimmage. Did you scrimmage today?
No scrimmage.
Would you consider doing that, or you just want to don't want to chance it?
Nope.
Did you break out the knee pads for the guys like last year?
Not this year.
Not this year.
When you have so many days to kill, can you install what you would do, take a day and do Washington and take a day and do Boston? Just even though there's a chance that may be a wasted day, but
well, you kind of do both, and you can't really do plays, but you can do situations, you can do actions. You can't really do plays because you don't want them to have half of Boston plays in your head and half of Washington plays in your head, but you can do what you want to do on certain actions. You can kind of review that. So that's what we've been trying to do.
A big reason why you guys' defense has been better in the postseason is you've been able to control turnovers and not put yourself in poor situations transition-wise. How do you work on that? I mean, is that just guys knowing where they're supposed to be on the offensive end? Is that court balance? Or?
Just having floor balance. I think also, what goes along with turnovers is bad shots. And if you're taking bad shots and you don't have a good floor balance, that can hurt you also, transition-wise. So we got to do a good job of, taking good shots, taking care of the basketball, like you said. So we've been doing a good job of just, making the right play, the right pass, not making home run passes or home run plays, and that's helped us in the playoffs as far as not turning the basketball over.
Yeah, with potentially preparing for John Wall, I would think.
So you definitely can't turn the ball over. Yeah.
Hey, tonight, Corvers told me the other day that you guys rotate defensively, unlike any team he's ever played on. Is that a scheme, or is that something you guys do because of the athleticism you have?
Well, it's both. I think just working on it and just continue to work on the right rotations every day, and then also with the athletic players that we have, we're able to do that. With Kevin being a mobile 4, Tristan being a mobile 5, able to guard multiple positions. LeBron, JR, Shump, Kyrie. So we have a lot of moving pieces. In defense, we can do some different things, and just working on our rotations, every day, and when we're blitzing or we're trapping, making the right rotation. So we're getting pretty good at it. We can get better, and but over the last 2 series, we've done a pretty decent job.
Is it a difficult system for especially new guys to pick up? Is it just that much different than a lot of teams play?
Not really, but I mean, if one person breaks down, it kind of exposes your defense. So everyone has to be tied together. Everyone has to be on a string, and everyone's acting together. So you got to be on a string together. And if one person breaks down, it hurts your defense. So that's why it's good to review it every day. Go over it every day, and hopefully that you don't have those breakdowns.
Channing Frye has gone from really falling out of your rotation in the finals last year to I think he's your fourth leading scorer in the playoffs thus far. How's he fit into the team?
Well, I mean, the way he shoots the basketball, at 7 foot is, it's unbelievable. And, defensively, he does a good job of guarding the post. And, with his spacing on the floor, with him and Corver and Kevin and JR and those guys on the floor, I mean, it really opens up the paint for us. So, the way he's playing, he played well last year for us. When we went to the Kevin, Chandler lineup, which a lot of teams hadn't seen. Just him spacing the floor is unbelievable. And Golden State, they did a good job last year trying to, go small and playing a death lineup to get him off the floor. So, we had to make some adjustments ourselves. So, but as far as him shooting the basketball and the way he's playing is good for us, and that's why we're at where we're at right now.
In preparation for the Wizards, did you take any time to watch the 140-135 game?
The what?
The game there where LeBron hit that ridiculous turnaround off the glass. And,
Oh yeah.
What stands out to you about that game? Like, what do you appreciate from that game?
It went back and forth. We didn't have JR. We had Kay Felder at the time, playing back up. And it was, it's a time where we was, kind of playing okay. We weren't really playing good basketball, great basketball. They were playing well at home. They had marked it on the calendar of, them wanting to see where they was at, when we came into their building. And we had a chance to, kind of put them away early, but they made a late surge to kind of tie the game up, and they took the lead, late in the game. But, Bron fouled out, early in overtime, and then Kyrie, and Kevin really did a good job of bringing us home. So that was a good win for us.
We talk about Channing. The defensive numbers between Tristan and Channing are obviously much, much different. It's a much better defensive team with Tristan and Channing. It's a much better offense, but the defense takes a hit. So in a playoff series, how do you know is the right time to use Channing? In the regular season, I'm guessing it's minutes-based, but when it's a postseason, is it a matchup-based, or how do you know, okay, this is the moment when we need to move away defensively?
Well, most of the time it's matchups, in the playoffs. The last game against Toronto, when they jumped out to an 11-point lead, I thought we needed to go offense and just spread the floor out, and we was able to do that, and it worked. I think to tie the game up 28-28 by the end of the first quarter was a bonus for us. And once I saw that, I knew we were in good shape. So you just gotta, try to read the situation. It doesn't work every time, but with him on the floor, like I said, offensively, like you said, we're a lot better. But you just got to read matchups and just try to keep him off the floor when you have dangerous guys like Isaiah Thomas, who are great pick and roll players, and guys like that. Just try to keep him out of harm's way as much as possible,
Tie with the Wizards Celtics, the home team has won all 6 games, obviously, so far in the playoffs. Do you notice something different when these teams go on the road? Do they make more mistakes? Is there a takeaway from that, or is it just feeding off the home crowd pretty much?
Feeding off the home crowd. Both of those teams have, they have great home crowds, just like we do. And in the playoffs, that's what it's all about. When you're not having your best games, especially for us, we play here, we're not playing our best. This crowd gets us over the hump. And I think for a lot of teams in the playoffs, they're feeding off their crowd. And like last night, they could have gave in. And the crowd did a great job of just, staying in the game, staying with those guys. And they were able to make plays down the stretch. So I think John Waltz spoke about that also, just how they gave them, the fight and the energy to keep fighting. And that's what it's all about.
When someone asks, who would you rather play, like, you have to say it doesn't matter. You get that. But when you have literally home court riding on it, is it hard not to pull for the Wizards at least a little?
No. I mean, we got to play who we play. I mean, we have no control over it, so we got to prepare for both teams. Both teams are good, and like I said, we just got to play the winner.
I know you have no control of the schedule, but had you been able to start tomorrow, you'd have had it on Monday. You'd have had a little bit more time, perhaps, before the start of the finals. Have you thought about that at all? That maybe by backlogging and starting this so late, you may not have it may be a pretty quick turnaround should you win and advance the finals.
Well, if we're able to advance and we're blessed to do so, I think it might be good for us. I mean, because we have so many days off now to kind of get into a flow and a rhythm. of playing this team every other day for 7 games, I think would be good for us, and it could be hard on them because they've been playing, a lot of games, game 6 is game 7. So, we'll see. But I know our team is anxious to play. Corver and LeBron, those guys are talking about it. So, our guys are just anxious to play, ready to get out there. So, we got to wait till Wednesday.